Hey there, future time millionaire. What if I told you the wealthiest people in the world don't just buy fancy cars and houses? They buy something much more valuable. They buy their time back. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share 12 game-changing principles inspired by billionaire entrepreneur Dan Martell that could literally transform how you work, live, and build wealth. These aren't just productivity hacks, they're a complete mindset shift that separates the ultra-successful from everyone else. The average person trades time for money. The wealthy? They've figured out how to multiply their time. Let's break down exactly how they do it. Principle number 1. Calculate your real hourly rate. Most people have no idea what their time is actually worth. Here's the truth. It's probably worth way more than you think. Take your annual income, divide by 2,000 working hours a year. That's your baseline hourly rate. But that's just the start. The billionaire mindset takes it further. What's your future hourly rate if you focus only on your highest value activities? $500 an hour? $5,000 an hour? Once you know this number, it becomes your decision-making compass. Dan Martell calls this your buyback rate, and he recommends doubling or tripling your current rate to account for your growth potential. This creates immediate clarity. Suddenly that 2-hour meeting doesn't seem worth $1,000 of your time. Ask yourself, would I pay someone my hourly rate to do this task? If not, you shouldn't be doing it either. Principle number 2, the 70% rule. Perfectionism is killing your productivity. Enter the 70% rule. If someone can do something 70% as well as you can, delegate it immediately. Funny truth, your perfect way often isn't actually the best way, it's just your way. And holding on to tasks because no one does it exactly like me is actually keeping you small. Martell shares how he once spent 3 hours creating the perfect PowerPoint, only to realize later that he could have delegated it in 15 minutes, freeing up time for high-impact sales calls that would have generated thousands in revenue. The wealthy understand that good enough is enough for most things, saving their perfectionism only for truly needle-moving activities. Principle number 3, create your not-to-do list. The most successful people don't just have to-do lists, they have not-to-do lists. These are the things they deliberately refuse to spend time on. This might include not attending meetings without clear agendas, not checking email more than twice daily, not doing their own bookkeeping or scheduling, not handling customer service inquiries personally, and not making their own travel arrangements. Martell recommends a powerful exercise: track every single thing you do for a week, then ruthlessly evaluate which activities aren't worthy of your time and energy. What's on your not-to-do list? Creating one is often more powerful than any to-do list you'll ever make. Principle number 4, identify your unique ability. What tasks make time fly by when you're doing them? What work energizes rather than drains you? What are you exceptionally good at that others struggle with? That sweet spot is your unique ability, the intersection of what you're great at, what you love doing, and what creates the most value. The ultra-wealthy spend more than 80% of their working hours in this zone. They ruthlessly eliminate or delegate everything else. Dan Martell discovered his unique ability was in strategy and vision, not in operations or management. This realization helped him restructure his entire business, leading to exponential growth once he stopped doing things that drained his energy. Principle number 5, the buyback formula. Here's where it gets practical. The buyback formula follows 3 simple steps. First, document every single task you do for 2 weeks. Next, assign a value to each task, low, medium, or high. Finally, be ruthless about removing low-value tasks. Eliminate, automate, or delegate them. Martell recommends creating 3 columns for each task: enjoy or don't enjoy, energy-giving or energy-draining, and high-value or low-value. The tasks that are don't enjoy, energy-draining, and low-value should be the first to go. This isn't just about being efficient, it's about being effective. So what's the difference? Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Principle number 6, invest in systems, not just solutions. The wealthy don't just solve problems once, they build systems so problems stay solved. Instead of answering the same questions repeatedly, create a knowledge base. Instead of processing emails individually, create templates and filters. Instead of reinventing your work process daily, create standard operating procedures. Martell shares a powerful framework called DIAA Document, Improve, Automate. Document the process exactly as it exists now, improve it to eliminate unnecessary steps, and automate whatever possible using technology. For example, he created a delegation playbook with standard procedures for every recurring task in his business, reducing training time by 80%. Remember, you should solve problems once and set up systems that keep them solved forever. Principle number 7, the freedom scale. Rate every task in your business or life on the freedom scale. Level 1, things only you can do. Level 5, things someone else could do with training. And level 10, things that could be completely automated. Your goal? Move as many tasks as possible toward level 10. Martell applied this to his email management. Initially a level 2, only he could handle it. He created response templates, reaching level 5. Then, he trained an assistant using those templates, moving to level 7. Finally, he implemented AI tools to handle routine responses, achieving level 9. Start with the easiest wins, things that are already at level 7 or 8 that just need a little systematizing to fully automate. Principle number 8. Pay the tuition. Many people resist delegating because of the upfront cost and effort, but successful people understand this is just tuition, a temporary investment for long-term freedom. Yes, it takes time to train someone. Yes, they'll make mistakes. Yes, it costs money up front. Martell shares that his first assistant cost him about 40 hours of training over 3 months. But that investment has returned thousands of hours of freedom over the years. He recommends front-loading the investment by creating detailed documentation, recording training videos, and being extremely clear about expectations, even if this takes 5 times longer initially than just doing the task yourself. But consider the alternative. Being stuck doing $20 per hour tasks forever when you could be focusing on $1,000 per hour opportunities. The Billionaire's Delegation Framework. Let's get tactical about how to delegate effectively. Martell uses a 4-part framework. 1. Capture. Record yourself doing the task while narrating each step. This creates both documentation and training material simultaneously. 2. Clarify. Define what success looks like for this task. What's the expected outcome? What are the non-negotiables? What's flexible? 3. Choose. Select the right person based on their strengths, not just availability. Martell recommends personality assessments to match people with tasks they're naturally suited for. 4. Coach. Don't just dump tasks. Create feedback loops. Schedule regular reviews until the task is consistently executed at 90% or higher quality. Most delegation fails because people skip steps 2 to 4, leading to frustration and the infamous "I'll just do it myself" syndrome. Here's what separates the ultra-successful. They don't see delegation as an expense. They see keeping low-value tasks as the real expense. Martell shares an exercise he does with clients called the $1 million math. If your goal is to make $1 million annually, that's $500 per hour, assuming 2,000 working hours. Every hour spent on $25 per hour tasks costs you $475 in opportunity cost. This means a 5-hour low-value task actually costs you $2,375. This mindset shift is crucial. You're not spending money to delegate. You're investing money to buy back high-value time. Business time buyback. Hiring a customer service team with detailed playbooks for 95% of scenarios. Using proposal software with templates instead of creating custom proposals. Implementing meeting-free days to create deep work blocks. Personal time buyback. Utilizing meal prep services to eliminate grocery shopping and cooking. Having a household manager to coordinate home maintenance and repairs. And employing digital assistants to handle personal scheduling and research. Financial time buyback. Leveraging automated investment platforms for routine portfolio management, using bookkeeping services with clear monthly reporting systems, and working with tax strategists who proactively plan rather than reactively file. Martell emphasizes that time buyback isn't just for business. It should extend to every area of life that doesn't energize you or utilize your unique abilities. Principle number 9, the 10x motivation hack. Here's where everything changes. When considering whether to delegate something, don't just think about what it costs you today. Think about what it costs your future self. That 2-hour weekly task, that's not 2 hours, it's 104 hours a year. Over 5 years? That's 520 hours or roughly 13 full work weeks of your life. Now ask, what could you create, build, or experience with those 13 weeks? Martell built this into a formula he calls the 10x future value. Take any recurring task, multiply its time cost by frequency in future years, then multiply by 10 to account for opportunity cost. This 10x perspective is what motivates billionaires to ruthlessly protect their time. They see the compound effect of every recurring task. Principle number 10. Design your ideal day. Most people let life happen to them. The ultra-successful design their ideal day first, then build systems to make that day their reality. What would your perfect workday look like? When would you wake up? What activities energize you? When are you most creative? Most analytical? Martell shares his own ideal day blueprint, which includes a morning routine focused on physical and mental wellness, creative work blocked for his peak cognitive hours from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., strategic meetings only in the late afternoon, family dinner and disconnection from 6 to 9 p.m., and no weekend work, ever. Now here's the billion-dollar question: how far is your current day from your ideal day? The gap between these two is exactly what you need to buy back. Principle number 11, the ecosystem approach. Stop thinking about hiring help and start building your value ecosystem. The wealthiest entrepreneurs don't just have assistants. They have networks of specialists who each excel at one thing. Virtual assistants for admin, bookkeepers for finances, content specialists for marketing, and household managers for personal tasks. Martell recommends starting with one buffer person who can handle a variety of tasks, then gradually specializing as volume increases. He shares his rule of 3. Once someone is doing the same type of task more than 3 hours per day, it's time to hire a specialist for that function. Each person in your ecosystem should be better than you at their specialty, creating a whole that's exponentially more powerful than you alone. Principle 12. Track your freedom metric. What gets measured gets improved. Your new most important KPI? Your freedom metric, the percentage of your time spent on high-value activities you genuinely enjoy. Start tracking this weekly. As it increases, you'll notice something fascinating. Your income often rises in direct proportion to your freedom metric. Martell shares how his company's instituted a quarterly freedom review where every team member evaluates which tasks are still being done manually that could be automated, which decisions could be systematized with clear guidelines, which meetings could be eliminated or shortened, which processes haven't been improved in the last 90 days. This isn't coincidence. When you focus exclusively on high-leverage activities, your value to the market increases dramatically. Here's the truth, we all have the same 24 hours. But some people accomplish exponentially more in those hours, not because they work harder, but because they've mastered the art of buying back their time. The ultimate goal isn't just more money, it's freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your most precious resource, your time. Martell shares that his greatest achievement isn't building and selling multiple companies. It's creating a life where he works only on what energizes him with people he enjoys on projects that matter. Remember, time isn't just money, time is life itself. The question isn't whether you can afford to buy back your time. The real question is, can you afford not to? Which of these 12 principles will you implement first? Let me know in the comments below. If you found value in this video, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, so you never miss another video that could literally transform your relationship with time. This is the 12 ways, and I'll see you in the next one.